Good Friday afternoon, everyone. I'm Meteorologist Addison Green, and we are diving in towards a little bit of some stormy activity out there across the metro area, where at least one area is dealing with the potential of seeing some minor street flooding. We have a flash flood advisory, I should say a flood advisory going on up across northwestern sections of Harris County. So here we are looking up in towards the 610 loop and then going out towards the Beltway right there. That is where we have that vicinity of that flood advisory up in effect till the latest 3:15, although it may get extended if we see that this storm is not really budging all that much across this area, in which case there will eventually be some minor ponding or some street flooding going on. But from Hunters Creek down in towards Winetta, pushing up north and west in towards the Fairbanks area, Jersey Village, that is where we are dealing with the potential of seeing some high rainfall rates as well as some minor street flooding in some spots. So I can zoom on in right here for you to show you several towns underneath that really moderate to heavy rain coming on down. Hunters Creek, Spring Village, Hennessy, pretty much right across the I-10 corridor going in towards the Addicks Reservoir area into northern Katy. There's Fairbanks, there's Jersey Village, going up across Route 6. And if I go further north and west, still within that vicinity of that polygon right there, we can see where the edge is right there up across Farm to Market Road, 529 Road over that way, and Westheimer Village Drive. So a pretty decent chunk of the Beltway metro area is underneath this flood advisory, like I said, till 3:15. We do see a lot of lightning strikes being reported as well, so it's an energetic storm system. And if I can try and kind of splice this system, I should say, looking to see what we have going on in terms of is a really big towering thunderstorm going on. Let's go ahead and try if we can do a cross-sectional scan of it. And we can see it goes up to relatively about 30,000 feet or so. So we're not seeing a deep, tall, towering thunderstorm full of moisture. This is just running maybe a little bit more towards average, but we can certainly see a column of moderate to heavy rain right there going as high as 20,000 feet. That's northwest of the Bel Air area, and the system is traveling to the northwesterly direction. So that's where we do have that big column with some moderate to heavy rain to come down, but behind it we do see that heavy intense rain taper off and just have more misty moderate showers coming on in after that. Oh, let's go ahead and look across the rest of the region, see where else these storms are popping on up as we look at our live radar imagery. We can see them gradually pushing on into areas north and west of the Beltway area. And I just kind of slowed this down recently to point out that as we can see a couple of outflow boundaries kind of coming together to help to force the air at the surface to go up aloft, helping to generate more thunderstorms. Looking right here across from the Sheldon area, you can watch that boundary right there. And we had another one come up right here. And then we watched that thunderstorm develop up across in southeastern sections of the Beltway, moving towards the north and west, pretty much parallel with 290. So that tells you the general direction of where that system will be going, up in towards the Cypress area, maybe areas just north and northeast towards Pinehurst. And speaking of which, up and across, say, northwestern sections of Harris County going in towards Waller County, we do have another flood advisory up in effect. So I'm going to go ahead and zoom in on that vicinity right there, and we can see what we have going on.
Yeah, it just came off 290 in the West Loop southbound.
Raining cats and dogs?
Yeah.
Jeez. Chief Meteorologist David Paul just literally just came in right through that thunderstorm, so it is active. If you don't happen to have the need to go out and about, maybe just stay at home and wait and ride out this storm. Up near Prairie View, Waller, that's where we do have another flood advisory up in effect till 3:45, so driving up around 290, heading in towards the Hempstead area. Just take it easy on those roadways as you can quickly get some hydroplaning going on and therefore have some difficulty driving your car. Further down to the south and east, we see another thunderstorm cluster developing, coming up across in from the Galveston Bay area. Another wave trying to come on in across from New Gulf, Angleton. So we may be seeing some more thunderstorm development across central and northern sections of Brazoria County. So in towards, say, the Pearland area, around the border of southern sections of Harris County. Bear in mind, there may be some thunderstorms coming in towards your vicinity. So yeah, you can see that storm's developing.
It's the sea breeze swoosh, you know, right on time.
Every single afternoon. And it's pretty much like a zipper. Everything's coming together right here and right here, just coming right up across the heart of the city, moving north and west. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more flood advisories develop.
So that spot, 290, south of 290, north of I-10, Spring Branch.
Spring Branch.
Getting out there toward the west side of Beltway 8. That is a lot of high water on the roadways there. I mean, like nuisance high water spots.
So a lot of areas to turn around. Don't go through that vicinity.
Some of the neighborhoods in there are the streets that will fill up with water. The houses don't, but the streets fill up with water. So that's a spot you want to stay in. Don't get out.
Yeah, don't go outside. Stay inside. Stay dry. Stay relaxed on this Friday before the holiday evening rush gets underway. Looking across the bigger picture, we can certainly see those thunderstorms are not too much of an issue across our northeastern counties. They are relatively shower and dry over that way, but down across towards the south and west, that's where the thunderstorms were. So you may be still seeing some ponding on some of those roadways where they did come through, but now they're pushing in towards the heart of the city, going pretty much across 45 and then eventually up across the 290 area as well. Bad timing, unfortunately, as we get in towards the afternoon rush. A little bit of a breezy wind is starting to come in off that sea breeze, pushing towards the northwesterly direction over time. And what I'm looking for right now is if we have any contrasting winds at the surface coming from the north and west. Thankfully, we do not. So we're not running into any big boundaries that are coming together and colliding, especially right over the heart of the city, in which case you would be getting the potential for seeing some big time flooding going on as we have the atmosphere just kind of raining itself out, unfortunately, over the major metropolitan portion of the area. But one silver lining with all the wet weather coming on down, feel like temperatures have gotten a little better in several spots. Feels about 92 degrees in Hobby where thunderstorms passed. And Angleton definitely feels much better. Feels about 81 degrees. Columbus feels about 96. And with the thunderstorms are starting to push up towards Brenham, you're feeling about 102 soon. It'll be feeling much better over there by you. View outside right here, up across our tower camera in the Galleria area. There's the Williams Tower in the distance, and you can barely see. And a few minutes ago, this image was much clearer. So those thunderstorms are pushing on in across the Galleria area. It's about 86 degrees right now, feels about 94 degrees, and elsewhere we are also seeing that similar trend coming around. Let's take you through the future track, shall we? Pushing in through the afternoon hours. Still seeing thunderstorms up across sections of Galveston County, Brazoria County, making their way north and west in towards Harris County. This is around 5 o'clock. We'll freeze it right here for you just as the evening rush is underway. A couple cluster of thunderstorms are up there across towards Huntsville, Cleveland, Conroe, as well as up in towards the Galveston area as well. Heading down that way to get a jump start on the holiday weekend. Just bear in mind you'll run into some wet roads eventually. And then heading in towards the evening hours, things do quiet on down, but then by tomorrow morning, we'll start to see some more action develop by the coast, maybe a few spots here and there, and then by the afternoon hours, things do trend on the drier side of things because we do have a big area of high pressure up aloft moving across this area. So we may get a pop-up shower here or there, but for the most part, many areas will stay on the dry side. But that means we'll have that sun shining on down, heating up the atmosphere, and it will certainly be feeling very toasty as we go in through the Labor Day weekend ahead. So Saturday, 98 degrees for your high, feeling about 104. Sunday, feeling about 105, but air temperature 98. And then Labor Day itself, a touch better, a little more thunderstorm activities in the forecast of a high coming your way of 96 degrees. And I'll just go ahead and dive into your 7-day forecast as we go forward in towards the upcoming work week ahead. Do keep that thunderstorm activity around, 40% chance or less, but eventually dropping as we head in towards Thursday and Friday. But we'll get into more of the forecast details as well as dive into the tropics coming on up. Dive in towards the 4 o'clock show coming up on Channel 11 right here. Join me on the TV side and we'll break it all down for you.